Ooh, my throat chakra is 10-10, baby. 10-10. Where you been? Did you get my message? Your expression is telling me that you've been thinking the same thing I've been thinking. You say you work, well, hit me just as soon as your shift is over. And I don't know the rest of the lyrics. But yeah, we went live at 10:10. It's currently 10:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, the last day of September. I am here with your October 2025 reading. I hope all is well. Okay, so I'm in a bit of a time crunch, but we're going to be thorough. But I have a hard stop at 11:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been taking a while to get the sage to start burning, so I did my best to be proactive and initiate the burn. I did my best to be proactive to initiate the burn. We're going to touch on that. That's significant. All right, but I hope you're doing well. I hope September was good to you. If not, I hope October is better for you. The energy is interesting, but without further ado, let us pray. Okay. All right. God, divine source, angels, ancestors, guides, universe. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you for allowing me to guide Sagittarius placements on their October 2025 monthly reading. Thank you for allowing me to be a clear guide, clear channel, clear vessel. As I speak to them on what to expect as the month unfolds, God, please bless each and every heart and soul that taps into this energy with me whenever they are guided to do so. Allow us all to be divinely guided and divinely led. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Thank you for divine insight. Thank you for divine foresight. Thank you for divine protection. Gratitude. Ashe. Okay, so, we hear this often, but you really should meditate more. Your downloads, if that's what you refer to them as, are more potent during, more accurate and more vivid during meditation. Also, a lot of you need to cleanse your gut. Also, when I was praying, I noticed that I unconsciously started saging my left palm. Left is the feminine, right is the masculine. So going back to what I said before the prayer, I knew I was gonna fucking forget. I fucking knew it. What did I say? I tried to be proactive and initiate the burn. I tried to be proactive in initiating the burn in regards to the sage. But when it comes to feminine Sagittarius, my motherfucking candle just went out. Very interesting. Sage is still burning. The candle just went out. See? This is sandalwood and myrrh, okay? So it's giving you may have tried to prevent a downfall, but you can't stop the inevitable. I feel like that's going to be your title. You can't stop the inevitable. But yeah, the gut needs to be cleansed. Everybody is being asked to cook in October. We are in harvest season and the body should be treated as the temple that it is. All right, we're going to leave the sage burning. I like to have a candle burning, so give me a second. Even though one went out, we have another one. We're going to start refresh and rejuvenate, okay? Hi, Sean. But yeah, you need to rest. Rest. But refresh and rejuvenate. Mediterranean citrus. It smells vibrant, okay? But no, October is very synchronistic for you. Don't take the signs. I'm getting don't take the signs so literal, but some are meant to be taken literal, but it's more so like don't overlook. And that could be something, that could be another thing, like you're overlooking something that really should be taken literal. that's being highlighted in the month of October. Almost said August for you. I don't know who else I did that in. Anywho, what else? There's something else. The Falcons. When I was lighting this candle, it took 3 clicks for it to light. And right before I started this live, there were 3 falcons that flew above me, one by one. So let's look into the falcon spirit animal, and then we'll pull these cards. Okay. I don't have my phone. I don't know where it is. Okay. Okay. So the falcon encompasses freedom, vision, and swiftness, often appearing as a reminder to stay focused, embrace opportunities, and act with decisive action and inner strength. They symbolize heightened awareness, the ability to overcome obstacles, and the awakening of inner power. They can also represent nobility, protection, and spiritual guidance. Now, with that being said, going back to, it's 10:17. Hold on. What did it say? Embrace opportunities and act with decisive action and inner strength. It does feel like I'm seeing worry dolls, and you know, worry dolls are given to people that have a bad habit of worrying, but you're meant to, I've never owned one or used one, but I have researched it before, and I do believe like you put them under your pillow when you sleep. And now I'm seeing like the tooth fairy, you know, but it's meant to take the worry away. But you know, the reason why I've never truly invested in worry dolls is because on some real shit, they just look too much like voodoo dolls to me, and I don't fuck with that. So it's just, you know, each culture has their own thing. Just because it's a part of one culture does not mean it needs to be a part of mine. So take heed to that as well. Okay? All right. Let's pull a card. Should work more in breath work to ease the worry. Also, I'm seeing, you know how like the Om is connected to, the Om vibration is connected to the crown chakra. I hear there's a need for you to investigate. I mean, you're the 9th house, so you are philosophy, but there's a need to really get into the sound of vibration of each chakra to help heal the worry that you carry within. Like something is it feels like something can only be healed on a vibrational level for it to be fixed in the physical area. I don't know. All right, what's this energy for Sag? I'm just gonna pull one card from this deck. Your wishes come true, concerns fade away, a love life. And then the Dreamer, Archangel Metatron, a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. And that's interesting. 10 is here. We started this at 10-10, Wheel of Fortune. So let's just see. This energy is for Sag thus far. Clarify it, please. Just one. Just one. You gave me multiple. So you can feel like you're not getting what you're asking for. It's like, you know, you may feel like certain prayers are not being answered, you could just feel a block somewhere. And I feel like, based on what we read, yeah, literally, there's a need to do something. It's like go against the grain in some aspect. So on the bottom, you have the star, Archangel Jophiel. Happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. It's on the bottom though, but what came out is the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Water. Things not literally, thank you. Things not turning out the way you'd hope, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. But, you know, even though you see at the bottom you have these cracked cups, not every cup is standing. Just like in the traditional tarot, you still have 2 cups that are vital and resourceful to you that you are ignoring. And it's kind of like the energy of putting it to the wayside. Again, not taking it seriously when it's like it's giving the energy of you don't know what you have until you don't realizing what you have until it's gone. But instead of, you know, I hear where there's great risk, there's reward, which is a fact. But instead of you taking your risk to blank, it's like you're choosing to be in this energy of fucking that again. You're just choosing to be in this energy of discontentment. But what's the blank that needs to be filled in? It feels like being afraid to, I don't know if this is humbling yourself. It really doesn't feel like that. It just feels like you don't want to initiate something. Yeah. Or it's like, you know, being afraid to initiate, you know, allowing the past to affect the present and the future. I don't know. You know, we are more in control of the domino effect than we realize. Based on the decisions that we make, yeah, you need to speak your mind with confidence. Should seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. Your opposite is Gemini. You're definitely in your head. It feels like this is current energy moving into October. I don't feel like this is prolonging throughout the entire month, but it just feels like you're in this energy of not giving a fuck, but not as in, you know, I feel like there's levels to not giving a fuck. You know, you have those that not give a fuck, like, you know, fuck what you say, I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. But then you have that not giving a fuck of, you know, not wanting to get out of the bed. What is that? Depression, fucking not wanting to wash your ass, not wanting to cook for yourself, not wanting to put yourself together. I don't know. There's just energy of just sadness. There's been a lot of energies of sadness coming up collectively. I mean, we are in eclipse season, but feels like feels like a situation has been misread and taken to the extreme. But it also feels like someone feels disrespected as well. It feels like someone's on your mind, but you're not actively conversing with them, but it's like thinking about them every day, but not being able to talk to them. And it's like the only reason why you're not able to talk to them is because you're not reaching out. It's like your pride is in the way, which will connect to, you know, getting out of your ego. But the word humbling keeps coming back up. I don't know. All right, let's move on. Let's see what's really going on. You have truce, so reconciliation, healing. It more so feels like healing. So some of you may be getting out of your own way. But then again, I'm looking at this truce, and we're just going to refer to them as ducks. Like if you look at the expression of the ducks, it's like, you know, talking with tension, communicating with tension. Can you see? So it's kind of like you would rather avoid the tension. You would rather avoid the drama. You would rather just, it's just, I would rather not. I would rather not. Yeah, happiness. You just want peace and tranquility. And it's like, you know, if you have to go through all that to have that, you would rather just not deal. But it feels like you're upsetting yourself in this process. Because, you know, it's called conflict resolution for a reason. And if you forever avoid the conflict, you'll failure, never get to the resolution. Real shit. So it's uncomfortable, it's uneasy, but it needs to be done. Also, I do feel like a lot of you are learning. It's giving agreeing to disagree, but with respect. I'm gonna leave it there. I smell alcohol. Like, is that, no, I smell alcohol. It's not beer, it's like liquor. I don't have no liquor up in here, so it's not me, but I smell liquor. Okay, so again, you have truce upright, damn, success in reverse. It's giving someone's not going to give you what they want. They're going to give you... No, someone's not going to give you what you want. Someone's going to give you what you need. There's a difference. Power upright, that's your energy. We'll stop right there. Sag, October. Happiness came out. Darter of air, black crown chakra. The star, again, a lot of Aquarius energy. But Aquarius is the rebel and the humanitarian. And you have the Darter of Earth in reverse. So I'm not going to hold you, Sag. I do see a misuse of power. I also see you putting minimal effort into something. Minimal effort, but expecting these amazing ass fucking results. I don't know what that's about. Some of you are not walking it like you talk it. Some of you are, some of you aren't. There's a lot going on here. I'm gonna leave that there. You have the Hermit on the bottom and Victory. So you may feel with the Hermit and Victory, there's a solo journey that you've just started or a solo journey that's initiating in October. Now, whatever journey is being initiated, since the star keeps showing itself, the nodes move into Leo and Aquarius in July next year. So I do feel like this is lasting until then. How many months is that? 9 months. If we start counting from October, yeah, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 9 months, and you have power here, 9 energy. Your symbol, Sagittarius, which would be the 9 of Wands, compared to traditional tarot. Now, there are some reconciliations. There is some healing coming to certain dynamics that have not been successful in the past, but it's not going to be kumbaya with everyone, okay? And that could be another thing. You know, you could always want to keep the peace, but it's kind of like the more you try to avoid conflict, the more that your peace is disrupted. It's very interesting. You could feel like, you know, you're working backwards in a sense, but it's all divine in its own way. With failure in reverse, you are right where God wants you to be, as far as your path, as far as your experiences, okay? And, you know, people don't like to hear this, but the heartbreak, the pain, the betrayal, it's aligned in a part of the path. And instead of you know, receiving that as, you know, it's the bad that comes along with the good, because it's not always going to be good. I've been saying that a lot for the October readings. I don't know. It's like, you know, we achieve and aim for certain success and stability and just focus on all the good that it brings. But we forget that there has to be a balance between the light and dark, which is why we always hear new levels, new devils. It's a fact. Now, I do feel like with happiness being here, it's like the 6 of Cups and these children. Since you are the philosopher and you represent the Temperance card, I do feel like you are, I don't know if this is like working with children more, or yeah, there's something that needs to be done with children. Like even if you're into, you know, healing modalities, you need to incorporate children in that. And with the way this daughter of air is looking at this happiness, it feels like it's like the children are the future, but you're forgetting about the children. I don't know what the fuck that's about. And then we're ending with daughter of earth in reverse. So yeah. Or this could be just you, you know, as an adult responding from a childhood wounded place of your own, and not even realizing, not being able to see it for yourself, not being able to acknowledge it. But again, her eyes are open, and I do feel like for you to have the clarity and the sight forward that you need, it needs to be in close eye meditation. Yeah. Okay. I'm cleaning this up and repull. Hi y'all. Okay. Which rising Sag, October. Y'all know that song? I can't, honey, it's too early for me to be trying to sing. Okay, the throat chakra has not warmed up. But let me just see who sings the song. But it's We Are All God's Children. I think it was on Sister Act, honestly. Hold on. I'm God's children. Hold on. We are all God's children. No, I'm not going to be able to find it. Hold on. Is it on Sister Act? It's a lot of different artists with this song title. Hold on. Oh no, they sing Joyful, Joyful, Oh Happy Day. Okay, so no, it's not on Sister Act. I don't know. If I find it, I'll post it. I'm definitely not about to sing it. Moving on. Sag. I saw love and I saw destruction. Hold on. Destruction. Love. There could definitely, it's giving, there's some breakups for sure. Friendships, relationships. Yeah, the Tower. People are not equally yoked. Illusions are being dismantled, which is definitely aligns with this eclipse season. Yeah, it needs to happen. Here, London Bridge is falling down. I don't know. Failure. Wheel of Fortune. All right, what's going on with Sag in October? Repletion, that's that minimal effort energy. Sag, October. Success in reverse again. Why? You in reverse as why? Yeah, there is either a misuse or an abuse of power at play. Which your opposite is air energy, so you're doing some manipulation. Okay, moving on. King of Swords in reverse, Sag, October. It's really given, you know, God, it's just giving God sees you. I don't know. You had the Daughter of Earth in reverse in the last spread. Now you have the Son of Earth in reverse in this spread. Leo, you have 9/11, the Hermits, is 9. Strength is 11 in this deck. Hermit fell on top of the Emperor. Strength fell on top of Page of Pentacles. So someone may feel like they need to, someone's on, this is protection. Someone doesn't trust you. Is it, hold on, which side? Is it someone not trusting Sag or Sag not trusting someone? I want to read it right. Is it someone not trusting Sag? Sag not trusting someone? Okay, so it's you not trusting someone. Okay, okay. Happy we clarified. All right. Why don't they trust this, whoever we're talking about? Because, okay, so you feel like someone's abusing their power when it comes to you. Okay, 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 okay. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I'm going to get it together. So repletion is really like just, it feels like you're done. Somebody's done. Success in reverse. It hasn't worked out. Ace of Fire. There's no more passion, no more excitement, no more, something's not fun, okay? Someone or something, it's no longer fun. It's no longer exciting. It could always feel like, you know, an experience with someone is a lesson that you don't want to go through. But the reason why that happens is to put you in a healthy position of power, which would be the Emperor. And again, it is to take you on this journey. It's something happens that is intentional by the divine, that is a part of your journey, but you don't like it. So because it doesn't feel good to you, you would rather reject it. But you rejecting that is doing a disservice to yourself, because you're failing to learn a lesson, which means it's going to keep repeating until you learn the lesson, and it's going to get harsher and harsher, or more harsh. Is harsher a word? If it's not harsher, more harsh, whatever, until the lesson is learned. And it's kind of like with this King of Swords, Father of Air, being in reverse, you know, your opposite is air energy. It's like thinking that you are aware of what's best for you in the situation, but being totally unaware because this is a part of a lesson that you're not learning or seeing. So then over here, Son of Earth in reverse is giving me more so being uprooted, right? And as you are being uprooted, you know, it may feel like you're unprotected. It may feel like you're unsafe, but you'll be surprised. And I feel like this baby lion would be you, okay? And this lion right here, the mammy, the pappy, would be, yeah, the sun. It's a lot of Leo energy. Would be your spirit guide, or the divine God herself, hisself, okay? And again, this is all happening for you to be able to, this is more so giving shine your light in the way that you were destined to do so. But in order for you to get to that moment, that it just needs to be, there's a lesson that needs to be learned. Now, you could not be receiving the lesson because of who it's coming from, because that's the thing. But it's like, you know, not being able to learn from a child. If you're unable to learn from a child, then I just can't fucking relate. I'm not going to judge you. All I'm saying is I just can't relate, okay? But it's like being so stubborn, so egotistical. Like you have fucking 10 degrees, but you can just sit down and have a conversation with a child and just be enlightened. Like you'll be surprised. But always wanting to be that teacher, always wanting to be that person that's looked up to. But you restrict yourself on how you learn and who you learn from. I don't know. So it's like, even though this is you having an issue with someone else, even with how Spirit is having me display this to you, it's coming back to you. Like this energy, it's all about you, whether you want to choose to see that light or not. And you're not choosing to work together with people. You could definitely be choosing to isolate and thinking that's making you happy. And again, your money could be funny, because this is, again, the lesson gets harsher until we learn the lesson and see what God was trying to do the whole time. Okay? You have anything else? Okay, let's move on. Hi, y'all. You're welcome. You know, some people in this world are truly walking tower moments. And I don't mean that in walking moments of destroying your life, you know, breaking your heart, like walking energies of change, you know? And I feel like you have been embracing these energies or are about to, and it's new to you, so it's a battle. But then again, it's like, is it new to you? Because this is something that sounds like it's kind of repetitive through different experiences with people. Yeah, it's all aligns. Okay, your biggie was all a dream. That came up before. All right, what's going on with Sag in October? You have animal energy channel. You see how his eyes are closed? Okay. You want direction? You need to get into meditation. I also see someone that practices meditation. Like, you can do it as a daily ritual, but you time it. So it's like, let's just say you set a timer for an hour, or you set a specific time to stop. I feel like if you are one of those people that you're already into the art of meditation, work on doing it without a timer, because why am I stuttering? The body is a clock. So is the mind. So just try it. See what happens. It's giving me the energy of when spirit is done speaking, you will move about your day. I don't know if y'all heard the rooster. Yeah, switch up the tradition. All right. Hear the rooster. Animal energy channel. You have, I think this is pronounced Duro Ile, but compassion. You have unconditional love upright. The blueprint. I like this. Okay. Sag. Accountability. Scorpio season. Scorpio season's about to be spicy. Yeah, you have truth aura on the bottom. I say that because of these prayer beads. I have prayer beads that look just like this that were gifted to me from a Scorpio. So, yeah. Now, with this compassion and the way that it's looking at unconditional love, the blueprint, even though his eyes are closed as well. Again, eyes closed. Damn, karma fell out. Hold on, clarify this. Restoration. I just keep hearing you need to make amends. You need to make amends. Yeah, Oshun Justice. But someone feels unsafe with someone. I don't know. It's very interesting. This is also giving me like someone, like, it's like, you know, having an experience with someone, right? I don't know I don't know the details of the experience, but something happened. Something happened, and it feels like someone's experience since a specific experience, like someone's journey in life since a specific experience has been, I hear, not on the up and up. And it's giving, I hear spiritually scared, but I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I do, but I don't. It's like you're Sagittarius, babe. You're half man, half beast. So I don't get it. But it feels like someone was trying to pour into one. What? Someone was trying to pour into someone. But it's just like having, I don't know, it's like having a hole at the bottom of a bowl. Like nothing is sustainable in that sense. It's just being poured through. Now I'm gonna read this a different way because I don't like how that energy feels. So on a personal note, on a spiritual note, um, with animal energy channel, definitely pay attention to the animals that you see, that you come across in the month of October. Those are guides for this next journey that I mentioned, that's between now and when the nodes shift. Now I'm focused on this snake, right? And we are in the year of the snake right now, but you see how the head of the snake is like pointed at his crown? I've never noticed that quite like that before, right? So a lot of you could feel like someone or something is attacking your crown chakra, and I feel like it's your own thoughts that are getting the best of you, honestly. It's like entertaining mentally the worst case scenario and the most fucked up case scenario, versus with this bird flying away, the transformation that was meant to be shown to you. But again, in order for you to see like what God is trying to do, there's a need to view from your third eye and not your physical eye, because your physical eyes are deceiving you in how you're processing information. Okay. Now, when it comes to compassion, you know, you may have some self-realizations throughout the month of October that have you wanting to make amends. I don't know what it is, but the energy of, you know, wanting that keeping the peace, avoiding conflict, you know, it's like you may want to approach something with love. You may want to approach something with grace, but someone has an issue. I just want to acknowledge that. It's kind of like that energy of, you know how like when you have two people that are in a disagreement and you have one person that really wants to talk it out and get to the bottom of it, and then you have that other person like, you know, fuck it honey, tomorrow they'll be okay. You know, it's like never being able to be on the same page, because you have one individual that really wants to resolve the fucking conflict so it can be done, and if the situation happens again, it could be handled better, versus someone else that's just like, you know, fuck it, it's whatever, not addressing it, and then wondering why someone still has a fucking issue, you know, something like that. Now you are having a heart chakra expansion. We did see love, but I do feel like you are learning, like God is taking you through your own lesson of unconditional love, especially with karma being in between unconditional love and truth aura. Okay. And I do feel like, you know, you may have to apologize to some people. And that's okay. It speaks of your character when you're able to own up to your wrongs. Just like you had 9/11 come out. I had to do a whole fucking segment in Virgo's reading, because I've been saying the fucking 9/11 is the Egyptian New Year and the Twin Towers, and that's not true. It's the Ethiopian New Year and Twin Towers. But we did touch on the Egyptian aspect, but I had, baby, I'm human too. And that's okay. You know, we become so, I don't know, this spiritual shit, it takes people to another level, and it's truly levels to this shit. Like, it's like people get so big-headed with the way this star is so bright around his crown, and it's like we become so knowledgeable that, again, going back to what we mentioned earlier, we stop learning. Like, you can't, that's not of God. That's the best way I can say it. That's not of the divine. So going back to what I said, we are all God's children. Maybe if you're 100 years old, you are a child of God, okay? And so, you know, as long as you are here on earth, there is something to learn. There is something to be given, something to be poured out, love to be shared, knowledge to be shared, wisdom to be shared, however you want to frame it. But this world carries, it's just, this world is very dark, okay? And for us, the age of Aquarius is, I would refer to it as an age of light, with Aquarius's opposite being Leo, the sun, the fifth house, the children, the inner child, the heart chakra. So, yes, it's all to make you a better person, but I don't feel like you're receiving it that way whatsoever. It's like you're creating an enemy and creating an op when you truly have an angel on your side. That's the best way I can put it. That's some deep shit too. Maybe in order to be able to speak how I speak, I had to go through something. But hold on. I need to fill my cup up. Okay. But I do feel like, you know, your relationships are great ways to learn. Like, truly, friendships, anytime, any type of partnership. It's a great way to learn about people and adapt, because we all have a different truth. But I do notice just in this community, in this spiritual community, if someone disagrees with someone else's truth, they are demonized. It's just like the term witch, demonized, okay? It's just Lilith, demonized, okay? It's, I don't know, it's weird out here. It's weird out here. But yeah, ego death to restore balance. All right, anything else for Sag from this deck? Okay, we're done with this deck, but whew, on the bottom you have Conjuring Legacy, but Guidance came out in reverse, Peace came out in reverse, Oya, Protection came out in reverse. I'm not even going to read that. Just let me say it one more time. Conjuring Legacy is on the bottom. You have Guidance in reverse, Peace in reverse, and Protection in reverse. That addresses the last 43 minutes that we've been here, okay? Let's move on. And then Pay Attention slid out. Maybe this is truly for your own good. I don't know. I'll split the deck to Unconditional Love again. So maybe do you think that love is supposed to just feel good all the time? Like, you know how they say the truth hurts? Well, being honest is a reflection of love, but the truth can hurt. You know, just think about that. Okay? I feel like I haven't slept in 4 days. No. Okay, let's move on. So you have the Farther Gate, Bold Step Forward, 55. Is the air on? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. You have Resourcefulness in reverse. Oh my God. This fell face down on the ground. Face down, ass up. Okay, no, but the universe is your partner. Okay, Sag. Connectivity in reverse. Forgiveness upright. Yeah. Possibility for union in reverse. I hear I was once blind, but now I see. Hell yeah, Sag. Closing door completion. You have 555 here. Actually, you have 55 here. The fuck? Is there a hair on my lip? I don't know. It could be my locks. Anything else? All right, babe. So you have ancestral wisdom in reverse. Curiosity in reverse. Treasures hidden in the shadow. All of this is reverse. Okay. We're going to keep it. All right. You need help with something. In addition to you needing help, whatever this help is, it's available, right? But again, there's this theme of you needing to initiate. The universe is your partner. It's like Spirit is asking you to get more spiritual in regards to something and get out of being too practical in regards to something, because the practicality aspect that you're so focused on it's more so, I'm getting a stunt to your growth, a stunt to the crossover, whatever the crossover is for you. Someone is very dissatisfied with their body. Because my lip, I don't know, it feels like a hair is on my lip, but I'm not about to get into all that. But then my mind went to lip injections, and then my mind went to someone just looking at themselves in the mirror, just full naked body, and just shame, being so unattracted to themselves. But you know what's interesting about this individual that I see, or whoever these people are, but I'm seeing just one person. It's like they love when someone else, you know, compliments the body, right? You know, makes love to the body, whatever, wants to please the body. But at the same time, it's like there's whoever this person or individual is so disgusted with themselves that they're unable to pleasure themselves. You know, I don't know. But yeah, with resourcefulness being in reverse, you know, I almost said caucus. The cactus holds within. It has, the water is held within the cactus, right? But with it being in reverse, I just feel like there's a need to be honest that you need assistance with something. It's like you keep saying you got it, but you don't got it. Or you keep saying you're good, you're okay, and you're not good, and you're not okay. And I don't know if you don't want to shed light because you don't want to be judged, but it's really like everything that you're doing to yourself, you don't want it to be done to you from another. And when God shows you that mirror, you fight against it. And then whoever is showing, whoever God is using to be the mirror, it's like you start to judge and attack them. And then what happens? Karma. So the universe is your partner, right? But you definitely, with resourcefulness and connectivity in reverse, Do you feel like you don't have anyone? Like, I don't know what this is. And it feels like the relationships you do have are extremely codependent. I don't know. It's just, it's toxic. And then forgiveness, possibility for union and completion. It's giving the energy of whether it's you or someone else, baby. You gotta put the shoe how it fits. I really don't know. But forgiveness is, it's like, you know, you may not understand, but they do. They may not understand, but you do. With possibility for union, you know, healing, I don't know. I just keep getting healing can take place if you want it to take place. But at the same time, like whoever is fully aware of what the divine is trying to do, they're not gonna keep the door waiting open for you. Okay? They have other tasks to accomplish, other people to assist, other mirrors to shine light upon, or other mirrors to show rather to others. Now this bottom energy, ancestral wisdom in reverse, adaptability in reverse, curiosity in reverse, treasures hidden in the shadows, it's kind of like being the energy of being scared of the dark, being afraid of the void, being, so it's like, you know, the thought of the unknown psychs you the fuck out, okay? And you just get into this state of paranoia. I'm seeing this mental hospital. But anywho, yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, you put yourself into a mental psychosis, you know? But again, you're very practical and leaning more into the practical than the spiritual. And if you're the type of person, you're like, all I got is myself. That's a very dangerous statement. You want to know why? Because the universe is your partner. So when you say all I got is me, I ain't got nobody, you're really saying fuck God, fuck your ancestors, fuck your spirit team, fuck the people that are praying for you that you don't even know about. Like, you have to be very mindful of what you're speaking, because it's like the more that you speak and affirm that, the more that you dispel the help that is already present for you. Okay? So also with ancestral wisdom, again, a lesson has not been learned, but it will be through you. It feels like you're operating in a very fixed cycle with something, and you are mutable energy. It's like you stop. I'm just getting, you stop shape shifting. Yeah, you stop transmuting. You know, the heart itself, going back to that unconditional love card, the heart itself is a powerful piece to have. Because if you know, the heart pumps the blood through the body, right? It has its health aspects, right? And then when it comes to spiritual aspects, the heart is a reflection of how we treat other people, how we love, how we, you know, deal with strangers, shit like that. And then, you know, I'm sure we've all been through a heartbreak in life. And throughout that moment, we told ourselves, like, I'll never get over this. I'm never going to do this again. You know, never say never, right? And then the heart heals. The heart recovers. It recuperates. It goes through its process. Now, we don't normally realize when the heart has done what it's needed to do until we are able to reflect and be at peace, okay? And I feel like you're not at the point of being able to reflect and be at peace, which lets me know that the heart is still, yeah, the heart is still healing from some wounds. However, you are hindering some wounds from coming up because you don't want to see that mirror, okay? It's given like the stages of grief. I don't know. But before I clean this up, since this universe is your partner, is the number 31, and October has 31 days, I do feel like you're going to see the point of it all by that time, which is going to bring more forgiveness. Like, yeah, it's going to ignite and bring more forgiveness to you. It's kind of like that energy of when you reflect, you laugh, okay, versus get mad. But also with ancestral wisdom in reverse, I don't, going back to the worry dolls, why do I keep scratching my head? Going back to the worry dolls and like, you know, me not adapting, that's not my culture. It's too, yeah. For you, I just feel like you're being asked to do something different. It's giving the path that they walked is not the way. I don't know what that means though. But I do feel like that's contributed to whatever this is that we have been talking about and that you are experiencing. It's very deeply connected ancestrally. It's like where they would say, fuck it, God to you, God says love, you know? Where they would just throw in the towel, to you, God is saying keep pushing forward. Like you need to do something different. For a lot of you, you need to, I don't know, that going back to that, the children energy, there are things that you were taught as a child that you really need to rebel against because it's not serving you. It's like fucking up everything that you're trying to build and bring together, whether you realize it or not. Okay. It's also giving the energy of someone thinks that walking away from a situation is the best thing to do, when in certain instances, yes, but whatever I'm speaking of, it was the wrong thing to do. Yeah, surrender. I don't know. I just see the word coward. I don't know. And please don't take this like I'm trying to insult you. I'm really not. I'm really not. But this is shadow work. It doesn't sound pretty. And it doesn't feel good. But it needs to be addressed. I got... you came out, well, you're number 14, but Temperance, angel numbers confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. You have Focus in reverse. You have Fence, boundaries. Yeah, you're very defensive. Very on guard. It's like... I see a Rottweiler. Is that a Rottweiler? Yeah. But it's just like all the fucking spit is... Let me get... Hold on, what the fuck? All I looked at the comments and saw spells. Let me get these comments real quick. Hold on, Sag. It's like, calm down. Pipe down, okay? Muchas gracias. Hey, CG. Period. Hi, Holly. Okay. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. All right, let's go. Okay, let's okay. Let's talk about your pockets for a second. In October. All right, honey. All right, so you have angel numbers confirmation upright. You have bullseye focus in reverse, which would be like towards the energy. My nose is itching. You have fence boundaries upright. You have Cowrie shell, abundance in reverse, and you have coins, good luck. Some of you could emotionally spend, you know, when you're sad. A lot of humans do. What is it called? Retail therapy. Well, you should get into save therapy. That's funny to me, but deadass. You should get into saving therapy, okay? No, I'm not saying like don't. You definitely need to be treated, but it's like treat yourself, but don't be excessive with it. Like have a boundary, create a plan. So going back to that card that we had in the, I think it was the sun card that I saw. No, was it the star? Make long-term plans. I put it back. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, there's needs to plan. I don't like to use the word budget. The word budget to me, I view that as a limitation. I really despise using the word budget. But create a plan, okay? You do need to put up boundaries in regards to something external. Okay, this could be people that you go out with. Like, let's just say, you know, every Sunday it's brunch day. Well, instead of it being brunch, you know, can someone host brunch at home? You know, can we make it a picnic? Can we? There's needs to be more. It's giving like financial. Oh, I don't know if it's financially aware, but financially mindful. Yeah. Now you will have, there's this major theme of your needs being met and your wants, yeah, your needs being met and your wants being tested. And then it's interesting because a lot of you, when you know you need to, so this is about self-discipline. So it's like, you know, when you know you need to save or you're planning for something, and then it's like you see something, right? And then it's like you bypass the self-discipline and get into the energy of YOLO, you know, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I'm abundant, I'm gonna get it right back. And that very well may be true. But you know, God will also teach you a lesson in saying when you go against your own boundaries and restrictions, these are the results. Yes, you will still get what you're trying to get, but you could delay that shit by a month just by making one decision to be in the moment. Like, I don't know, it feels like there is something that is coming. This could be, you know, home ownership. It could be anything, but something is coming that is going to cost a pretty penny and a pretty dime, right? And you have the resources in the present to build to achieve that. But when it comes to the excess, like if you don't need it, don't need it. The first is tomorrow. So this will be a great day to go through the inventory in your home. What do you need? How long will it last you? Can it hold off for a month? Can it hold off for a couple of months? Like, don't. And then I'm not saying, you know, excessively stock either. No, no. That's just consumerism at play. Okay. But I also feel like this is connected to the lesson of gratitude for the simple things, gratitude for the present. And you know, one of the things I love to say, if you are in the energy of lacking gratitude, you should go visit where the homeless people are in your city. Just spend a day, an hour, walk past, like count your many blessings and name them one by one. And I do know that some people choose that lifestyle, but most don't, you know. It's like the energy of wishing they had your stresses, wishing they had somebody that gave a fucking and gave them a fucking mirror to not be in the situation that they were in. But you know, everyone has a different story and a different background as to why they are in the situation that they are in. I have compassion for that, but at the same time, you know, we I don't want to say we have the same opportunities because this world is set up for us to not have that. But in reality, we do. Because I feel like whatever the world doesn't give us, whatever the material does not provide, the divine provides. Like I stand 10 toes down on that. So it's like there's always an equal reciprocity. But then again, what you receive is a reflection of what you give. And it's also a reflection of the intention of your heart. That's another thing. Like, people don't, the intention of the heart is what truly makes the heart heavy or lighter, you know? But yeah, mindful spending, especially since this card looks like the colors of fall. But there is a financial shift coming. And I do feel like Spirit is just testing your discipline to see if you're ready for more. You know, because if you can't maintain what you have now, what's the fuck is the point of raising you a tax bracket for you to just fumble it if you can't maintain what you have now? So, mindfulness. And you do have an energy that is showing up to intentionally throw you off of that focus. And see, it's like they test the waters to see how far they can go with crossing boundaries. And with abundance being in reverse, you know, cowrie shells were once a form of exchange. It was like cash back in the day. But it's like, you know, pay attention to when you're like who you're dealing with, when money started looking funny, who you're dealing with when growth happens. Like, those are telltale signs. But at the same time, you know, the devil will show up as everything that you want to make it seem good. You know, the devil sends synchronicities too. Okay, so like, mindfulness. And in order to be clear on what energy is showing up, that it will be defined and clarified for you through meditation, as we've been saying. Because you cannot trust the physical eye, okay? Okay. And the reason why is because the heart is truly too wounded to see straight. Respectfully, okay? Anything else? Yes, okay. What else? Where are we on time? Again, I gotta do a hard stop at 11:26. It's 11:17. Oh, we've been here over an hour already. Are we good? Okay. Yeah. Hard. Love. What else for Sag? Stars, divine guidance. All is well. You ever, you know, I know America celebrates Christmas, right? But have you ever, like, experienced Christmas from the divine? You know, it could be considered like blessings, miracles, but this is 33, right? So there's an ascension, there's a mastery happening. Hold on, what does mastery number 33 mean? Let me, 22 has been coming up so much, but hold on. The master teacher. Interesting. So yeah, the philosophy, the kids. But this divine guidance, it feels like you're being asked to rewrite a narrative. That's the best way that I can put it. And everything that is happening is assisting you on rewriting a narrative. It's like you're being guided to guide a generation. I don't know what, I forgot. I did look it up, but this generation that's currently being born, like as we speak, I forgot what they're called, but I think it's like I think it's generation beta. Beta. BETA, like the fish. I don't know. But I am getting, like, definitely, yeah, Palm Destiny. There's a need to ascend past the emotions. And just receive. And, you know, not everyone expresses love in the same way. I know we talked about that, but everyone's love language is different. And I do feel like, you know, some of you may expect people to operate, like each human to operate by the same love language. And, you know, when dealing with children, you have, baby, you have so many different children coming from so many different types of households. You don't know what's going on in those four walls, right? For them to come to school or daycare, however you're called to show up, the damn park, I don't know, the YMCA, I don't know, Boys and Girls Club, I don't know, a coach. But it's like, you know, you have to be able to observe and listen and adapt, because if you listen, you'll learn a lot. You hear the sirens, but if you're not able to conflict resolve now, I don't know, it feels like it's a major pillar for your North Node and whatever you're called to do. But if you're not able to do it now, or if you refuse to allow yourself to even adapt and learn, it's going to be a struggle. It is. And what'll be affected the most is your connections to people. Like, don't be one of them people that's 70 and ain't got no friends, you know? I don't know. All right. Anything else for Sag? But you do, please take some time out for yourself. You could really have your hands in a lot of pots at this time. You need some me time. You do. No matter who you are. Like, you need a weekend, okay? Not a day. Not a day. A weekend. Here, a 4-day. I don't know. 10 of Pentacles on the bottom, though. Anything else for Sag? The Magician is upright. The Queen of Swords in reverse. The Four of Wands upright. The Lovers is sideways. Okay. The Ace of Cups. Okay. No. No. Some of you have a choice to make, right? You have several choices to make. You know, you could have the option to date. You could have the option to remain single. Some of you are getting like this, it's giving internship. Yeah, that's the word that I hear, internship. Because this Four of Wands, they're graduating from something. But it's also giving me, like, you know, having that best friend, that partner. And if you see in this Two of Pentacles, he's solo trying to figure it all out, okay, not accept any fucking help. But it's like you guys, it's at least one person on this earth of millions and billions of people that's solid. But I do feel like with the Lovers and the Queen of Swords, there's a disconnect between that connection at this time. Yeah, and with the Ace of Pentacles and the Magician, I feel like Spirit is about to align an opportunity for again, back to what I said at the beginning, healing, because I don't want to make it more than what it seems, but a conversation for understanding and like a conversation for clarity. Now, you could reject or you could accept. I see a lot of y'all rejecting. I ain't gonna hold you. But you'll be surprised by what you receive from that exchange if you accept. Okay? Period. The Ace of Cups. Thank you, spirits. So you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Anything else? Damn, and the Ace of Wands. The only thing we're missing is the Ace of Swords. But are we good? That's the King of Pentacles. What else? Thank you. All right, I gotta go. The Devil in reverse, the Ten of Cups. Yes, something is meant to be emotionally fulfilling. Something is meant to be happy, long-standing. But you have to be able to, whatever, this Devil represents the conflict. And again, the Ten of Cups, this is the resolution. Conflict, resolution, okay? And please don't take this the wrong way, but don't be so fucking smart that you're so fucking dumb. Okay? Because there's a lot of adults out here like that. Yes, your energy on the bottom. Don't be so smart that you're not so smart. All right? Let me bring this to a close. But the number 3, yeah, the 3 Falcons, you had 3 aces. I don't know. Close this out for Sag for October, please. I'm hot now. If you're financially helping someone, don't. Because 6 of Pentacles reverse, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So 6 of Earth upright says gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan, or paying off debts. Hold on. There's the Ace of Swords in reverse. Why is this? Like if someone is gifting you something, like there's strings attached that you're unaware of. I don't know. And you don't need to accept everything, okay? Yeah, there's an intention you're unaware of. So just be mindful of monetary exchanges with people, even when it comes to like group trips and shit and paying deposits, or if you're going to see like a new stylist or something, you know, I don't be out here. I do my own hair, but yeah, there's something is funny. Also, be mindful of who you like exchange with and the karma that they have attached, because you don't want that karma attached to you. All right, close this out for October. Thank you. Last message. You have the 4 of air, the 4 of swords. Time to take, that's not what it says. Time to rest or take a vacation. I told y'all I need a weekend. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. Can't make it up. Period. I just feel like that was a signature on the message. Signed by the divine. But no, say, yeah, I don't need to repeat it. I love you. Have a good day. I'll be back in the rising. We have 4 signs. My goal is to do 2 in the rising tomorrow and 2 to be finished on Thursday. So we have to get into the new moon. But y'all have been getting my energy like every day. So, and we're almost at 1K. Thank y'all. And I did say when we get to 1K, I would do free readings. So I'm working on how that's going to be structured. But it'll just be one day. It'll probably be a 1 question. I don't know. But I love you. Have a beautiful day. I have to now clock in, and I will see you in the rising. Bye.